name's Paul Mihailidis. I'm an assistant professor in the Department of Marketing Communications. My background is in media studies. I did my doctoral work looking at media literacy and ideas of empowered citizenship. So all my background looks at, in my research and professional work, looks at models that help people develop individual and social agency. In terms of research, it's all about looking at ways media literacy can help people become better decision makers in the world. In the professional world, I direct an arm of a nonprofit, a global media program that happens in Salzburg, Austria every summer. We gather 60 students from around the world, again with 15 faculty. They come from about 20 nationalities, and we all go to Salzburg. They get to live in a palace, which is really fun, but they also explore how media shapes cultural understandings, how media shapes notions of cross-cultural communities, how people see what happens outside of their own borders, and how we can use media to better understand each other in a global sense. I teach on the graduate and undergrad level. On the graduate level, I teach an interactive media course. On the undergraduate level, I teach a course called Media Communication and Society. That's really kind of an overview of how media is the focal point of everything we know, see, and do in the world. And I also teach a course called Understanding Consumers, which really gets into what we like to think of as predictable irrationality, of how we behave, why we behave, what makes us choose certain products over others, but also choose certain ideas and ideologies. It's so interesting because technology and media are advancing so fast that basically the interchange of ideas and the interchange of information between producers and audiences has broken down. There's as much power in peer-to-peer communication and in bottom-up kind of messaging that the whole industry, we used to think of this as PR and advertising agencies, and they were just kind of the focal point of, you produced a campaign and you got the message out. And now we're in a really kind of vibrant age where the citizen has power, where the citizen has voice, where the individual has a say and can dictate, whether it be politics or nonprofit or education, in how the messages are constructed and received. And so marketing communication is really about making sense of how audiences behave, of why audiences behave, and what you can do to empower individuals to have really kind of active and engaged lifestyles. One of the research projects we've recently just finished is something we're calling a tethered world. And in that project, we took 800 students from 52 nationalities on 4 continents, and we asked them all to go 24 hours and track everything they did on their mobile phones. And we started to see this kind of really vibrant dependency on the phone. All types of information, so news, entertainment, personal, public, is all filtering in through a mobile phone. It's homogenizing what people are doing across the world, so there are a few apps that everybody is using, and they're not really differentiating. So it's kind of the same behavior patterns we're seeing entirely across the world. Almost a third of the sample sleep with their phone in their bed, not just next to their bed, but on their pillow or somewhere in their bed, which is fascinating if you think about how much the phone has kind of subsumed our culture. Many of them report high levels of anxiety if they're not around their phone or if they don't have access to their phone. And in fact, many of them couldn't go more than about an hour or 30 minutes without having to take out their phone and do something. And so the research is kind of leading to new trends and new understandings of how the phone is starting to dictate the habits and dispositions of young adults around the world, and what they ascribe to and what they don't. So hopefully we can start to use this research to build better platforms that serve better exchange globally and locally through mobile platforms. Anyone who's interested in innovation at the core of marketing communication is going to find a lot of real energy and opportunity here to work across the city, to combine the classroom with the community, and to get, I think, a really special opportunity to do a lot of dynamic stuff that most people have to wait until they're out of college to do.